From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Gasps of surprise were heard in a courtroom last night when a jury's verdict of guilty was announced at the truckers' protest trial in Lethbridge, Alberta. After 3 hours of deliberations, jurors found all three men, Alex Van Herk, George Jansen, and Marco Van Hugenbos, guilty of mischief over $5,000 for their leading roles in the 2-week border blockade at Coutts, Alberta, over COVID rules in early 2022. Van Hugenbos says he's disappointed by the verdict, but still thinks their cause was right.
Would I do this again? 100%. It was the right thing to do. We made mistakes, and if there is such a thing as learning from your mistakes, I'd probably do it better.
It was a busy day for Donald Trump's legal team, as more than a half dozen jurors were seated yesterday for the former U.S. president's hush money criminal trial in New York. Reporter Aaron Katersky has details.
At the end of the day, 7 jurors were chosen. 3 women, a teacher, a software employee at Disney, and an oncology nurse who said, "I didn't know I was walking into this." And there are 4 men, the foreperson, a man born in Ireland who works in sales, 2 attorneys, and an IT consultant originally from Puerto Rico who called the former president fascinating and mysterious, saying he walks into a room and he sets people off one way or another.
Jury selection is due to resume on Thursday. Foreign ministers with a group of 7 nations are meeting on the Italian resort island of Capri today. Soaring tensions in the Middle East and Russia's 2-year-old war in Ukraine are topping the agenda of their 3-day meeting. Canada's Melanie Joly and her G7 counterparts are expected to issue a united call for Israel to exercise restraint after Iran's unprecedented weekend drone and missile attack on Israel. In the federal budget yesterday, the Liberals said they are set to dole out 5 years' worth of carbon rebates to businesses. Dan Kelly is the president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. He says this is good news for businesses who have been waiting years for this cash.
The opposition to the carbon tax has been growing on the part of small business owners because they're getting only the stick. So they're paying carbon tax in big volume, but they're not getting any of the rebates like consumers are.
That changes with the budget, which says rebates worth $2.5 billion will be sent out to small and medium businesses. Police northwest of Toronto say they've made more arrests in last year's daring theft of nearly $24 million in gold and cash from Toronto's Pearson Airport. Peel Regional Police have called a news conference for this morning where they'll give up some details on the heist's 1-year anniversary. And O.J. Simpson's longtime lawyer in Las Vegas says the end came quickly. Malcolm Laverne tells the Associated Press that the former football hero and celebrity criminal defendant went from chilling on the couch with a beer just before Easter to dead on April 10th. Simpson's family attributed his death at 76 to prostate cancer. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Austin Matthews didn't score his 70th goal, and the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't do much after the first period in dropping a 5-2 decision to the host Florida Panthers. With the win, though, Florida clinched the top spot in the Atlantic Division, meaning the Leafs will face the Boston Bruins in the opening round of the playoffs. Matthews will get one more crack at goal number 70 when the Leafs wrap up their regular season Wednesday night in Tampa. The Vancouver Canucks beat the Calgary Flames 4-1 to clinch the Pacific Division title. Kyle Connor scored twice to help Winnipeg do a 4-3 victory over Seattle to clinch second place in the Central Division. Detroit's Patrick Kane scored the shootout winner in a win over Montreal, but the Red Wings were eliminated from playoff contention. In baseball action, lefty Yusei Kikuchi struck out 9 batters in his solid 6 innings, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s 2-run single in the 4th pushed the Toronto Blue Jays to a 5-4 win over the New York Yankees. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.